everybody. This is a spontaneous video, unplanned, in response to a question that one of my coaching clients sent me. The question is multifaceted, but really it comes down to this. The question is, what makes my sound unique, and how can I accept my own natural sound and allow that uniqueness to come out? So I'm just going to play for a moment and share my unique sound with you. Probably too close to the microphone, so you probably can't even hear my real natural sound. But what I want to get across to anybody here watching this, and hello as you come on, please just say hi, or if you're watching the replay so I can connect with you. But what the point that I want to make here in this video is that your sound, the sound that you make through your musical instrument or through your voice, is absolutely unique to you. Nobody in the universe sounds like you. Thank goodness. It's like this face that I have, even though it may remind people of somebody else they've seen before, and it happens to me a lot actually, and yet it's my unique face. My thumbprint is my unique thumbprint. My emotions and how I experience living this life in this unique body, that is absolutely one of a kind. And that's what makes it so important to recognize that you are your sound. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to imitate someone else's sound. First of all, you'll never succeed, but why would you want that? I mean, sure, I could say I want to sound like Rumio or Oistrakh or Milstein or Heifetz or Hilary Hahn or I don't know who else. I could admire those other musicians and admire their sound, but why would I want to sound like them? Why would I want to have a different face or a different body than what I live in? This body, this soul, it's me, and it's just perfectly me. And I think that when we get frustrated by our sound, we're really frustrated with ourselves, and we're not accepting ourselves. Because again, your sound reflects you. Your sound changes, but it's always uniquely you. Your sound changes from moment to moment, just like my voice changes from moment to moment. But if you know my voice and I call you on the phone, you know it's me, even without seeing me. That's the same as when I play the violin. Nobody sounds like that. Now, what contributes to the sound, obviously, is the unique instrument. It's a combination of this mind-body self instrument and this actual physical violin. But still, nobody on this planet, or any other planet as far as I'm aware, could pick up this Parasson violin of mine and make it sound like me. Because the way I move, the way I think, the way I touch the instrument, the way I hold my bow and move the bow is absolutely 100% unique to me. It cannot be imitated. Actually, it can be imitated, but nobody would ever succeed. I actually used to be an excellent imitator, and that's one of the reasons that Milstein liked me when I was his student for 5 summers. He really liked my playing, but mostly because I was good at imitating Milstein at the time. But of course, I wasn't going to sound like Milstein. My sound was me, even when I was 12, 13, 14, 15, right? But you can imitate people's inflections or their style or their phrasing, and yet it'll never be exactly the same. So here's another example. If you're curious about my imitating, last year, I was curious about Stefan Grappelli and jazz violin playing. I kind of got into that for a little bit, and I fell in love with this piece called Minor Swing. So I found a recording online of Stefan Grappelli playing Minor Swing with Django, the guitarist, and I listened to it over and over and over and over, and I wanted to play like Stefan Grappelli. So I even slowed it down so that I could hear some of the nuances. But I couldn't make it sound exactly like Stefan Grappelli. Nobody in the world can sound like that. But why would I want to sound like someone else? So I did my own YouTube video, just listening to their recording at the same time, playing along. And I don't sound anything like Stefan Grappelli to somebody who understands how to listen, right? You know, to a non-musician, it might sound exactly the same. But to a musician, to a violinist, it's not the same. It's pretty good, but it's not the same. And by the way, I play it even better now, but it sounds probably even less like Stefan Grappelli. So my point here is that we need to appreciate the uniqueness of who we are and really feel grateful that you can put your own stamp on an instrument and sound absolutely unique. Don't try to sound like anybody else. Ever. Don't try to sound like anybody else. What you need to do, though, is recognize that a lot of how we're thinking and moving has excess tension or desires to be or do something different from what's actually happening. We're not really present to the reality and the truth of what's happening in the present moment. So we need to learn how to stop what Alexander called end gaining, where we're too focused on getting somewhere or trying to make something sound different or better. Instead of focusing on the future of what we want to get so much, how about letting go of all that? How about learning specific ways to undo the tension, to undo the habitual end-gaining thinking, to find a mindset that is curious and excited about discovering the reality, the truth of who we are? Can you get excited to uncover your natural sound? Because it's in there. It's just a little covered up right now. We all cover it up with habitual ways of thinking, ways that we approach the instrument that are trying too hard, or we're self-critical or self-judging. Those things block us from experiencing and appreciating our natural sound. So I want you to learn how to undo the layers, the blockages in your thinking that translate into tightening and covering of your heart, ultimately. I want you to learn how to let go and come out of that hiding, that fear of exposing the truth of who you are, flaws and all, human imperfections and all. What if you weren't afraid to just present yourself like, here I am. This is me. This is my sound today. It's perfectly me. It's nobody else, and I don't want it to be anybody else. Fundamentally, it is a practice of presence, being with yourself, appreciating yourself, being grateful for this miracle of life and love that you get to experience in your unique body with your unique thoughts and feelings and emotions. Can you appreciate that and get excited and curious to uncover that wealth of treasure that's in there. When you can let go and start letting that out through your instrument, it's awesome. In the real meaning of the word awesome. It's awe-inspiring that it's even possible to do that and make an open, free sound. I mean, that's me. That's me playing a parasong. I'm going to sound different on a Stradivarius, and I'm going to sound different on a piece of junk that cost me $50 from Target. Of course, they don't sell violins, but Sears used to sell violins. Actually, some of them were pretty good. A student of mine has an old Sears violin that's actually quite nice. but anyway, you're going to sound different on any violin, but it's still going to be you. So you need to learn how to appreciate you, and that is a lifelong practice of facing the reality and truth of who you are. It's about getting to know you and finding love for yourself. When you can accept and love and get curious and feel awe for the miracle that you are you, that's what you want to share through your instrument. And that is a natural, God-given beauty that we are so privileged as musicians to be able to share through music. So I hope this encourages and inspires you to get curious about who you really are underneath and dare to share that. All of it, flaws and all, little by little. You don't have to jump off the cliff all at once. But every day, see if you can peel off another layer. And if you want a specific tool to help you start doing that, and you haven't practiced the cycle, you haven't learned the cycle, you've got to take my 5-day challenge, because it is the first step on this very, very, very exciting road that starts to help you integrate your thinking with your body in a way that ultimately is going to help you play better and sound like you, really you. Okay? So here is, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to share this 5-day challenge. It's free. Just learn the cycle, do it twice a day, and find out what's possible by taking that first step. Of course, there are many, many, many other steps in the way I teach my coaching clients and my Alexander Musicians class online. All of it's online, doesn't matter where you are. But if you're curious to understand more specifically how to do what I'm suggesting so that you can uncover and love your unique natural sound, then please contact me. And I would love to chat with you about different possibilities and what might be the best fit for you from my offerings. Okay? So have fun, get to know yourself, and love yourself. I know that sounds cliche, but it's the key to making incredibly great music and being happy. And that's what we all want, right? Okay, so have fun, lots of love. Bye-bye.